Hello and welcome back, most illustrious members of the Detail. I'm your host D, also known as MtF Doom on Marvel Snap, and today I'm starting an esports team. Not really, don't get too excited. I hope you enjoy. Before we get into it, a big thank you to everyone who supports. If you enjoy this content, and I think you probably do because you're here, a subscription, a like, a Discord join, and if you find it in your heart to donate $1 a month on Patreon, I really fucking appreciate that. You'll get your name in the end credits. And if there's anything you want to see out of the channel, always let me know down below or in the Discord. Thank you so much. Okay, if you don't know, we host tournaments in Discord. Crayon Eater has taken over that role for the most part as community manager. Big shout out to Crayon Eater. I could not do a lot of this without a lot of people helping. He just happens to be the one who helps with tournament stuff. But this month, different friend of the channel, Clips, has taken it upon themselves to run a different type of tournament. So I'm going to pull that up. Here we have what's called a snake or rotisserie draft style. What that means is that you get assigned a random order to pick cards. Clips did all the assigning. I happen to get first, then it'll go to friend of the channel, Grackleflint, and then friend of the channel, Clips, and then friend of the channel, A Frog in a Tent, and then friend of the channel, though tournament newcomer, Chibi Nero. Very excited to see what they have in them. So it goes in that order, and then when we get to the end of the snake or the rotisserie, Chibi here will pick a second card, and it'll bounce back like a game of Pong. Frog, Clips, Grack, me. I'll pick a second card, Grack, Clips, Frog, Chibi. Back and forth. So this here, Enchantress, was the first pick, and all the way down here, Korg, there's actually another line, but at some point it stops mattering what the picks are because you're just taking the cards that are left. They're not cards you're going to play. So to go over some basic strategy, if you've never engaged with a rotisserie style draft before, there's other names for it. I'm going to keep saying rotisserie. You might know it by a different name, but that's what I know it mostly as. Your strategy will change based on your pick order, like where you fall within the pick order. And for me, happening to be first, there's two sort of dominant strategies. You either pick what you think is the single standalone strongest card, which needs the least amount of support from other cards for an archetype to form around it, or you pick the strongest tech card against most of the meta, which is what I have opted for. The only cards that are legal in this draft are Pool 2 and before. We're going to call it a Pool 2 draft. It is the basic card draft. No Pool 3 or higher cards are allowed. So intro, Pool 1, Pool 2. I think there's another pool in there, like they're not called starter cards. They're recruit season. I think like gets counted as a different type of card, but those are all the legal cards. So with all that being said, for my first pick, we went Enchantress. And the reason being, I think that Devil Dino probably is the strongest deck in the format, followed pretty closely by Spectrum Ongoing. And obviously Enchantress hits both of those really well. And I felt like if I picked either Dino or Spectrum, Enchantress was going to be the second pick and Shang was going to be the third pick, because Devil Dino folds to both of those like instantly, right? So I picked Enchantress thinking that someone else was going to get to that, those synergy cards before me. We follow up with someone, Grack is probably of the same mind, picks Killmonger, just a really strong tech card. Oh, and the reason I believe Enchantress is stronger than Shang is because in Pool 2, there's just less stuff that gets over 9 power early in the game. Usually it's you having to read where your opponent is going to play to, and they have priority if you want to Shang something on 6. And that's a much weaker play than Enchantress, just kind of like, I don't know, hitting an Iron Man or hitting an incidental ongoing is good enough. And Shang not hitting anything is way worse. So then Grack, I think, is of the same mind with Killmonger. We have Clips, again, just picking a generically good tech card in America Chavez. Frog, same deal, picking Cosmo, probably foreseeing Odin being a really strong card in the meta, which is absolutely true. Odin would be the other really... We have kind of an upset with Odin getting picked way the fuck down here somehow. But Cosmo is a really good pickup. And then we have the first curveball. And before I get into this, because I don't want anyone to think that I disagree with this, everyone in this draft did absolutely fucking exceptionally. And I don't want to make it seem like I wasn't expecting that, but it takes a very specific type of thought process to be good at something like this, that if you've never done it before, it can be really hard to gauge how good a card is within this type of a format. Like, I've done these... my sort of most famous example of this is playing a Ravnica rotisserie draft with a bunch of really entrenched Magic players, and one of them just completely fucking fumbled and picked Hellhole Flailer, like, 9th overall, right? Like, their second pick within the whole draft. Like, Hellhole Flailer... If you don't know anything about Magic, I'm sorry, but if you know anything about Magic, you can think of every card that's been printed on Ravnica through any of the blocks. You probably don't even remember what the fuck Hellhole Flailer does. It's a bad... It's bad. It is not a 9th pick-ass card. So, at first, I was like, oh no, is Chibi in over his head? But then I realized that both the discard and the destroy decks are very solid decks within this format. And I think that Wolverine makes a lot more sense with that in mind. Because I think Chibi probably thought that they were, like, splitting their, like, chances. Like, okay, well, if destroy gets picked up, I can go discard, and Wolverine's really good in that. Like, as a 2/4, Wolverine is fine. And if discard gets taken, I can pick up the destroy package, and Wolverine is really good in destroy, right? If Wolverine's a 2/6, it's incredible. You know, if it grew your Carnage, if it whatever. But at a baseline, I think this is actually a really good play. And then we are followed up by Onslaught, which is another, I think, a hedge, right? I think Chibi had a really good strategy going on here of like, okay, well, if I get discard or destroy, I have Wolverine. And if I get ongoing or zoo, I have Onslaught. And so, like, this covers a bunch of the really good deck archetypes all at once, which is a really fucking cool pickup. Then we have Armor. Armor, I really liked in the moment, and then I kind of realized something, which is that there's only one Shang, and there's only one Killmonger, and I kind of think Frog, like, was thinking the same thing I was thinking, which is like, okay, yeah, you want to pick up a bunch of tech cards early and then build your deck around that, which I 100% agree with. It wasn't until reviewing this sheet that I was like, oh, you know what? Like, does armor protects, like, I don't know, it protects their 1-drops. I don't know if he's going to go for a bunch of 1-drops or not, but that's kind of all it ends up doing. I guess it protects Abomination down here, it protects Apocalypse here, but there's not that much that you need armor for in Pool 2 because there's not that much that can even get destroyed. Then we have Shang, which is the pick that I was expecting to go a little higher, but again, it doesn't hit that much, but it does hit my first pick, which is Devil Dino, which is Moon Girl Devil Dino, because no one grabbed it, and I'm like, okay, I'm snatching it up. I have the only answer to it in Enchantress. Well, we have the other one here, Shang. But, like, you know, I can be so secure in knowing my opponent can't Enchantress it that I'm happy to play Moon Girl Devil Dino. We skipped over Grak here, and I want to give a lot of credit to Grak on this pick, because now in hindsight on pick 2, the Killmonger makes more sense. I think Grak probably would have picked up Enchantress if I hadn't, because Enchantress and Lizard goes really well together. But if you don't see it, what Grak's gonna do, I bet, is he's gonna play Lizard against your 1-drop, and then on turn 6 he can unlock Lizard, the -4, with a Killmonger, and he always has access to that, and you always have to respect that play, and you have to play around the Lizard being worth 5 whole power. And I really like that combination right there, and it recontextualizes the Killmonger pick. Fantastic, really solid play. We go into Grak. I can see what's forming here is just a mid-range plan with the Angela. So functionally, me and Grak are both on mid-range right here in these first 3 picks each. Clips has very much committed to a control package with Chavez giving, you know, always a decent end game finisher, Shang to take care of your opponent's big plays, and Professor X to cheese out a lane maybe by accident or maybe just because we know that, you know, their next pick is Claw. And then we have these two now fighting over like aggro cards, right? The low cost. So we have Iceman's a great 1-drop, maybe the best 1-drop in the format. And then Chibi responds by picking Khazar before it gets picked up by Frog and Squirrel Girl. So now Chibi's on board with getting 2 card combos, right? So they left themselves open. Another really, really solid set of plays here. Chibi leaves himself open on his first 2 picks and then starts picking joint cards that go in decks together from here on. Fantastic set of plays. We've got Ant-Man, solid card, good aggro card. You know, if you picked up armor, these are the types of cards you want because you're not afraid of Shang, but you are afraid of Killmonger. And so the armor is a really good, you know, indicator that this might have been the role. We got Claw. Claw goes great with Professor X. You know, just on 6, it's not always hard to read, but if it doesn't line up, I can't Enchantress it, and I have the only Enchantress. So, you know, and Clips knows that, so Claw's a great pick. Grak now full committing to the mid-range deck with Scorpion, and I grabbed Sentinel and White Queen. And I was going to grab Collector at this point, but I figured if I grabbed both Sentinel and White Queen, I also didn't plan on picking any 6s, so White Queen I knew would maybe fill that gap in my strategy. I figured if I picked these, no one would go after Collector because there wouldn't be enough value, but we'll see that someone's going to pick Agent 13 and get me to scrambling to pick Collector, even though I really had I had planned to wait and pick Collector basically last. But Clips scared me with this pick. Again, we're back at Grak. Bishop is a great pickup with Angela. Obviously, those two go together peanut butter and jelly style. Blue Marvel is a great pickup if you're playing Professor X, and you know, the ability to just add one cheeky little power into the Professor X lane. We've got Apocalypse. Really confused me. Obviously, we can see that her next grab is Lady Sif, but ultimately, the Apocalypse in the moment was confusing and left Frog a little bit open to get counterpicked here. Lucky for him, Chibi goes for Nova Carnage, 2 more, you know, good cards that go good together. Also maybe fleshing out the, you know, Squirrel Girl is good with Carnage because it's just an extra eat. Nova is good with Squirrel Girl because you can buff 2 of the remaining cards. And obviously Wolverine is good with Carnage. So this all has really and then Khazar with Onslaught. So all of this has really cool internal synergy going on. And when we got to about here, I was like, damn, like when I picked up these two, when I picked up Moon Girl and Devil Dino, I think I started to like underestimate the drafters a little bit. And I was like, again, like nothing against them. I think that it takes a lot of getting into this mindset, practicing doing it a couple of times before you really like get it. But when we got here, I was like, no, I'm wrong. These people are really fucking good. And it makes sense because they're in my Discord. Shout out, join the Discord if you want to be this fucking good at the game. But I was like, I'm actually just wrong. These people are exceptional at this. Obviously, if you pick up Apocalypse, you have to pick up Lady Sif as your next one. Frog didn't get counterpicked, ended up with Lady Sif. That means that Apocalypse, other than Infinite, which we see actually got picked as one of my last picks, and I won't be playing it. Apocalypse basically fights down any 6-drop. It fights anything in the format if you have Lady Sif and, you know, the discard package. At this point, Clips, I think even in Discord, was like, I'm going to start counterpicking, and then picked Agent 13, and you know, induces these 2 picks, which I didn't really want to take. I would have liked Agent 13 over Cable for what should be obvious reasons, but I was happy with these. And obviously Grak's still on the mid-range plan with Medusa, a great pick. My first kind of upset is realizing that Scarlet Witch hadn't been picked yet, and Grak getting it as his 7th pick, so more than halfway done with his deck, and everyone Discord going, what the fuck? Scarlet Witch didn't get taken yet? But again, Grak is kind of the only one that would have taken it because he's just taking generic good mid-range cards. Everyone else is kind of on one or two distinct strategies. So it makes sense for Grak to end up with a lot of those types of cards, which is what does end up happening. Then we see Jessica Jones get picked up by Clips. Fantastic pickup. You know, we see that their next pick is Storm, which makes a lot of sense. Those are the two you want together. And JJ just like was not on my radar because nobody fucking plays Jessica Jones when you hit pool 3. It's unfortunate. We've got Iron Man, which is, I think Frog realized how many ongoing they had and was like, oh, you know what? The Spectrum hasn't been picked yet, and I can maybe tech in and maybe end up in the Spectrum ongoing deck. And so I really like that. That I feel like this was a reevaluation of the position and not necessarily like the generic best card in the moment. And I really appreciate that out of that pick. Back to Chibi, and he picks up just two good cards that go good together and go good with what other he picked up. Fantastic picks. This one confused me, and it still confuses me a little bit. My only inclination is that maybe Frog was worried about lockout locations and realized that he didn't yet have anything to get into a hard to reach location, and White Tiger was just the best of the options that as he saw it, right? We see that quite a bit later is when Nightcrawler gets picked, but you know, if you're worried about Killmonger and you can only protect one of your lanes with armor, maybe White Tiger makes more sense, and especially if you have the only Cosmo, you can play around it. So I kind of think that's what happened here, but I'm not really sure. White Tiger is just a fine card overall as well, right? We've got Storm, goes great with Professor X, goes great with Claw. Just overall, you know, Clips is the control deck. We see what's happening here. There's no complaints from this pick. Here's where it gets really fun for me, is that Grak realized that Odin didn't get picked, and you can see me and Grak basically switch strategies at this point, where Grak starts picking up synergy cards that go into one deck, and they still work with what he's already picked, but you know, he realizes he needs like an engine to end a game out, you know, that the mid-range cards are kind of running dry, right? He probably would have wanted White Queen, he probably would have wanted Sentinel if that was in the cards, and realizes he's going to need an engine in addition to his mid-range stuff, and picks Odin, which prompts me to change strategies and start picking generically good cards because I realize I'm running really dry on cards that are good with Devil Dino and Moon Girl. And so we go Namor, Mr. Fantastic. I regret the Namor, I end up not playing it, but it only barely changes what I do end up playing. It would have just been like Namor for Gamora would be swapped. I'd pick Gamora here, Mr. Fantastic. I really like the Iron Fist Vulture that I pick up next. Because I think I value Iron Fist on its own, and I value these two together. So, Grak, again, realizing, okay, I have Odin, what do I do now? Fucking Ironheart, Wolfsbane, Groot, we see what he does, right? Clips picking up Sunspot kind of confused me. I guess if you are planning on having a really heavy deck, you know, starting at 3, 4, 5, Sunspot makes a lot of sense, but obviously doesn't have the armor to back it up and doesn't end up taking Infinite. So it's not that this pick confused me, it's that the proximity of it to both armor and Infinite confused me, and it still does. I don't really know how these three got picked that far apart when they go so well together, but that's not really on anyone in particular. I think it's just that like Frog didn't want Sunspot because of the decks that he was putting together. Clips didn't really want Infinite because of the decks they were putting together, and I didn't really want Infinite. I just picked it so no one else could have it. Then we got, again, I think Frog is still kind of hedging and goes for the Spectrum pick with Captain America. Bucky Barnes is obviously a great pick with what's going on. Hawkeye is a little sus, but I guess if you're still thinking you might be a Khazar deck, Hawkeye makes a lot of sense. Jubilee, I don't know. I don't know why Jubilee got picked. I think Jubilee's not a good card, and I don't know if Frog also said he was on vacation while we were doing this, so I don't know if he, like I did down here, just started like looking at Discord and being like, I picked that. I don't really care. I'm doing something else right now. We got Star-Lord, always a good pickup. Wolfsbane, incredibly good with what's going on right here, and also just a good mid-range card, especially in a deck that's running Angela. Wolfsbane is almost guaranteed to always get max value, right? Because you're doing the Angela stuff. Great pick. Like I said, I'm really happy with these two. And then we kind of just get into, you know, the nothings. Like, past here, you kind of already have your deck set up. I'd say that the biggest, like, oh, goddams, were Morph, which I had not even considered until Grack picked it, and I was like, you know what? In such a low power level, and with the pool 3 cards, there's pool 3 cards that can absolutely, positively dick you over if you morph into them, but there's so few of those in this set of cards that I think Morph could have gotten picked higher, and I was like real happy to see it get picked, and I think he might even end up playing it. The other one was like Morbius. I don't know how Morbius made it this far down. Morbius is like a 2/6, a 2/8 really often, and not that hard. I think the only reason it got picked this late, if I had to guess, is that Apocalypse got picked up here. And if you're not picking Apocalypse into discard stuff, you're not picking Morbius. So maybe that's just might be all that happened. I ended up with only one cost, which in playtesting, I think I regret. I think I would have liked Rocket Raccoon or maybe Nightcrawler, something like that. And I had my option to take them. I just didn't, and I don't really know why, because I would have liked something to play on turn 1. I mean, I would have loved an Agent 13, but I would have liked something to play on turn 1, and I ended up just only, like, Iron Fist you don't even play on turn 1, so. But it can get me into all kinds of cool locations, you know, difficult to reach locations for this deck, and it can just, like, in a really funny, you know, set of circumstances, I can, like, Moon Girl on 4, and then Iron Fist, Vulture, Iron Fist on 5, and then, like, Vulture Fantastic on 6, and just, I've added 16, 26 power over the last 2 turns, which is just really funny. I don't know that it's going to win me a lot of games, but it's funny. I really like Nakia. Obviously, you might have seen my most recent video, but Nakia plays a key role in that, and I think I like her in this deck because our hand is so full. Just even getting like 2 or 3 extra power offer is enough for me to like a 3/3 that does that. And then that's about it. Nightcrawler going this late was a little I was like kind of in disbelief, and honestly Clips got Nightcrawler, and Clips is the one who really Clips or Grack are the ones really who want Nightcrawler, so it makes sense that it ended up in this deck, but I think everyone in Discord was like, wait, Nightcrawler was still available? Because I think there's a lot of people who would have been like, I'd pick Nightcrawler over Jubilee. I would have picked Nightcrawler over Morph. I would have picked Nightcrawler over Hawkeye, you know, maybe if they had like noticed it, but this one was really funny how much stir this caused. So that's it. I'm going to cut back, show you the deck that I got. So this is what we ended up with. I'm also going to, real quick, I'll throw up on screen some of the results I've been getting. Really funny bringing this into Conquest mode and beating null Thanos decks and stuff. It's really, really funny to me. All of us have been playtesting our Pool 2 decks in Conquest, and a bunch of us have seen success with them, and I find that just so funny, because this isn't even the best build of this deck, right? This isn't even me using every Pool 2 card at my disposal. It's just me using the cards I was legally able to draft. So this could even be better, but it's really funny to watch people struggle to fight a devil dinosaur. It's really funny to me. So I'm going to throw some of those highlights up. I'm going to throw, we don't have deck lists for the other 4 players yet, but some of them, like what's right above me, this banner, my wife made this. I made it originally. She remade it and made it look much nicer. Thank you so much, the Tiny Ruby, which is how she gets credited. Go follow her Instagram and Facebook if you want some illustration work done. And everyone else created a banner, so I'm going to throw those up. And we're going to maybe jump into some gameplay at this point if I can find an opponent, because it's freeform. You just have to play everyone once. So either I'll see you at some gameplay, or I'll see you at the outro, whatever happens right after this soft cut. All right, round 1, we are paired against Frog in a Tent piloting the Kermit Fan Club. I'm waiting for them to actually finalize their deck list right now. It is not open deck list. They can use any of the cards that they drafted, and we'll just have to figure out which ones are in their deck as we go. We're in the lobby. I'm so fucking ready to play this game. I'm so hype. All right. After a slight hiccup, they joined the first time with the wrong deck. So we had to restart. The format has been decided. It's going to be a best of 3. That's really funny. Mantis was their exact last pick. It was actually like, it was such a last pick that they picked it while we were deciding to play our games. Okay, I'll take something that gets a random +1 from Okoye. So it's going to be best of 3, and we are not sideboarding between games. So those are the rules as we've decided them. Okay. Let's just play their Captain America. We're probably going to have to fight. My plan is to fill Great Web and then launch a Devil Dinosaur into Death's Domain. It's going to be... We're still going to always run the risk of having Devil Dino get pulled back to Great Web. Oh, especially if they fill it. Ha! Okay, so I believe we win at this point. If they go for... They have armor in their pool, so they can go for the armor play in Death's Domain. But even, like, I don't think a Khazar is going to win them Great Web. It's always going to be our stuff getting pulled. We're going to miss out. If we do this, we miss out on the White Queen value. No, I don't think I can risk... I can't risk the card from Death's Domain getting yoinked back. And this puts pressure on them. Oh, the White Tiger! Oh, no! We're still... Okay, we're fine. We're still ahead. They can't beat a Gamora, a +1 Gamora, I don't think. I don't think they got it in them. That's bigger, right? That's 13. This would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would only be 12. So Gamora's the biggest play we got. We know they don't have Shang. They had it. And they win left by more. Oh, wait, no. Is that an exact tie? It's an exact tie. Holy folk. The Iron Man. Oh, these pool 2 decks are so cool. The Iron Man. I forgot they had the Iron Man and Ant-Man is such a good turn 6. All right. All right. This is so sick. Moon Girl is a bad hit for us. But we also we have the only Enchantress. So we have we have a lot going for us in that respect. We also have Vulture Iron Fist going on, which is always good. You know, I really like just stealing. Oh, this is exceptional for us, I think. So this could be bad if they have Cosmo right here, which it doesn't look like they do. We're both taking one card from the other one. But theirs is Okoye, so it's going to be bigger. Captain America again. Love that for us. And then the fact that we can fill and still punt this out. So we're going to get the +3, but we're also going to get our spot back in White Hot Room. They also get the +3. Yeah, that doesn't matter. In fact, that's really good for us. So, at this point, I think... Huh. We only have 2 cards left, and it's either Sentinel White Queen or Fantastic. And only 2 of those draw another card. So Devil Dino isn't going to be that big. But even if, like, worse came to worse... Okay, so they get our Gamora. But our Gamora is only adding 7 to the left at sort of maximum. I think we got this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got this. Almost positive? Because their Iron Man can't save them now. And White Tiger loses it for them on the left. Yeah. They did... Okay, so they do have the Spectrum. That was the last unknown card. They are playing... They drafted all the Spectrum cards, so I expected that, but... Oh, these games. Alright. Love this. I love the Sentinel plus Nakia. I think I'm going to go Cable first. Just before they Cosmo. To see what I can get out of them. Oh, hey, a Cosmo. Let's use that to our advantage. Oh no, we can't. All right, we will Collector and then Fisto, I think. You know, there's 6, 10. We're getting 3 of them. One of them's probably going to be... We're getting 4 of them. Vulture? No Vulture. All right. So, if that's the case, I think Nakia now, even though it's just going to eat our Iron Fist kind of for nothing. Dream Dimension is really bad for us. Probably way worse than it is for them. I think we want... I was going to say, I think we want something like White Queen that can add... Yeah, they couldn't deploy anything. So now a Spectrum Center only adds 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It only adds 10 to center and 2 to the right. And so that puts us... Because that adds 2... Yeah, I think I value this. Alright, did I mess up? It looks like I might have. But if they just went, like, Iceman or Mantis mid, or fucking White... Okay, we got it. Holy shit. If they only played one of their 2 power cards, we had it. No, we didn't. We lost to a 2 power card because of Captain America. I think my play was just a mistake, but I accept that it was a mistake, but we got out of that situation anyway. Sometimes you just gotta be lucky. Sometimes it's better lucky than good, you know? We got our tech card. Enchantress is gonna be clutch in this matchup. We're happy with all this. We're probably... normally we'd want a Fantastic next turn. But obviously, if we're planning to Enchantress that Ant-Man, Oh, it gets worse, though. It does get worse. All right, again, we're just going to cable and see what we see. Is it Captain America again? All right. Well, there's their Spectrum. That's probably really good for us. Jesus Christ. Do we want to draw a second Mr. Fantastic? Maybe. Maybe we do. We can deploy one now. We can literally only play 3 costs on this turn. Christ. But it means they can only play 3 costs on this turn. And then we might go another Mr. Fantastic plus a Sentinel. Alright, so what's the worst that could happen? Probably like an Iron Man mid? Is that the worst that could happen? I think I'm pretty okay with this. We're going up to 12. So they got to add like armor to mid. It's armor or Colossus ties mid. Captain America wins it. But in all those cases, I think they have a hard time beating the left side. I think... Oh, Okoye! Okay, it didn't matter. I forgot the Okoye hit, though. I did forget it. Holy shit. There's so much going on with these games. Thanks for the fist bump, friend. Alright, I mean, we have the worst hand we've had so far. Let's see if that does anything. Oh, Machine World, come on. Give me a Collector before someone plays into Machine World. Alright, Ant-Man, Mantis. I'm like kind of surprised they ended up playing the Mantis. But also, I wish I had picked the Mantis, so what am I saying? Another Dream Dimension! Oh no, they locked out my Nakia. Alright, well that's... I mean, it's not great. Let's White Queen. Alright, 15, 17, 19, 21. Because they have the Spectrum. Alright. So they win left with a Spectrum play into Machine World, which is likely what they're doing, but that only adds 7 to the center. So this already ties center for us. And then, like that, should just win it. And it even kind of hedges against counterplay on the Collector side. Yep. Hedged against all, Alright. Fucking fist bump, my guy. Hell yeah. Alright, game 2. Alright. Going into match 2. Game 2, match... I don't know how to pronounce it. Alright. We have found our Enchantress to actually just not be that good, because they've been really good about covering their good hits with a Cosmo. I think they're very aware that Enchantress was my first pick and is likely going to, gonna see a lot of play out of me. So good on them for seeing that, understanding what it meant. The fact that this goes off on 4 and so does this is tough for us, especially with our draws looking like this. But I think we just Iron Fist here, because that technically already fights down the Okoye. And now we can Vulture. Okay, I mean, with the Fantastic, we're very happy, I think. So we're going to add 8 to the left. And now we still have the ability to, if we want, add some power to kill him via Mr. Fantastic. Oh, well, so they get their draws out of it. But honestly, that now makes it really awkward for them to actually win that lane, is the thing. So I think... Ooh, bud. I'm sorry about this. This actually just wins it, right? Because now they'll have 3 that don't have ongoings, and they'll lose a bunch of power. Yeah. So that wins it for us over there. Now. Oh, shit. If they have Iron Man, they go up to 20. And then if they have Iron Man and Mantis, I think we lose. And we lose big. We lose for a lot of cubes. Fuck it, we ball. It's Iron Man and Mantis. Oh, Iron Man got hit by a Okoye. No. Oh, all right. We gotta fight. We gotta fight to stay in this one. Enchantress has been just my worst card. Like, every time. I mean, it would have been pretty good there, I suppose. They had Prio, right? Damn. Iron Man is also one of the only cards that can get up over Devil Dino. But we got our scaling threats here. I mean, I don't love Dark Dimension for us. I'm more worried about what they can do with Dark Dimension than anything. Oh, that's really bad. Alright, I guess we gotta hope to just strip some of their good cards and see what happens. Actually, if we do that... we can go Devil Devil. Yeah. You know what? We can go Devil Dino, Devil Dino. I don't think they can move these face down cards, which makes New York harder for them to commit to, maybe, possibly. Okay. Yeah, okay, we got it. We're back in it. Yep. Okay. That's still... oh. Yeah, that's still... I hate Dark Dimension. I hate Dark Dimension. Dino would have lost it for us. Dino would have lost us Dark Dimension. But, you know, sometimes we also get our nut draws. And obviously, Moon Girl into Double Dino is about as good as it gets. Vault is also probably going to favor us slightly, because Dino can get deployed there on 5. Although their 6 is Spectrum, which adds power, like, in more interesting ways. Okoye has done work. It changes the math in ways that you're, like, you forget about, and then you lose games. Good fucking card. Ooh. Alright, I think that favors us enough that... You know what? Actually... Well, we could do this, and then this. And then that. So the Sentinel will come back to our hand, and then get buffed. And then next turn we can still Vulture. Oh, Sentinel didn't come back to our hand. Dang. That kind of hurts. That kind of really hurts, actually. All right. I mean, I think we still do it. We really want... I don't even know if Moon Girl would do it at this point. I almost want White Queen more than anything. Yeah, they're down to 1 in hand. So, like, in general, the Elysium favors us. I really wanted that White Queen. In general, I think Elysium favors us because we have more card draw. Yeah, see, now we... Well, you know what? Maybe this is enough. No, because then we can't actually play... Ugh. Alright, we gotta do that, I think. Iron Man... So, like... 24, 28, 32, so 27. Is this ever enough? No, we lose power there. And they go to 11... 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And that's only 8. Yeah, that's not enough. Is it ever enough to just do this? I mean, I guess we can always go like that, right? Cable draws a card. We go to 2 cards in hand. Moon Girl doubles them. Some of the time they don't have Spectrum. It's a, what, 50-50 or something? It's not exactly 50-50. Let's just see. Spectrum? No, that's a bad start. Mantis plus Spectrum. Okay. So they got set 2. Okay. Good games. All right. Final match. God damn. That Iron Man has been an absolute beating. That Iron Man is really hard to play around. I don't know if them hitting... I don't think there's anything I could have done, basically. Alright, I think we want Collector left. Because if Mirror Dimension turns into Kiln, we want to be able to Iron Fist something into the Kiln. So we're more content with playing far left for Mirror Dimension. Especially now, if it becomes Fisk Tower, we'll just punt from right into the middle. that still relies on us actually hitting our Iron Fist. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, we don't quite get it. So the thing I really wanted at one of my games today was going to be to get double Iron Fist, double Vulture. But, you know, some dreams weren't meant to be. All right, so they got 10 there. Now, I will also say this makes the turn 6 Devil Dino kind of notably worse for us. So let's just Enchantress and Iron Fist. And I think they might... Okay. Cosmo. Alright, so, I mean, our out is literally just that being 4 power, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So, this ties the left side, or this ties center if they have a Spectrum, but they have to Spectrum right, so it wins it for us. Yep. Alright, cool. So if they Spectrum left, rather, because they have Cosmo. If they Spectrum left, we win, because we'd win the right side by so much. Well, we'd win right and left, rather. But they didn't, they had Iron Man, and yeah, that was it. Okay, cool. Alright. This is tense. This is real tense. Whoever has the least power... Mr. Fantastic, no! We also know that there's literally no way to change the bar with no name. So we just cannot put any power there at all. Nidavellir is good for us insofar as they didn't have Ant-Man, which is good for us. They have Prio. Are they going to put a Cosmo there? I think they are. Let's just put Nakia over here. If they put Cosmo... Okay, Jesus Christ. I was so worried. Alright. Necrotia, I think, favors us fairly heavily. I think. Let's deploy... Oh, they still have Prio. Alright. Let's... Huh. So the thing is... Shit. Iron Man wins them Nidavellir really handily. So we have to let them get priority. Do they have Iron Man? They have Spectrum. So they don't... Wait, no, they could still have Iron Man, because it can be... Yeah. Okay, so we're going to Devil Dino over here. Oh! Not what I expected. And that, unfortunately... Oh, no. Did that take Prio? It did. Alright. So... Now what do we do? Because Iron Man left wins them left by so much that the tiebreaker on the right won't matter, even if we were to win it. But maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have it? And if it's just... If all they have is Spectrum, this wins it? Okay, it looks like that's all they had. God damn. The Iron... You gotta dodge the Iron Man constantly. Alright, give me that Collector. Collector would be huge this game. That would have been Collector. That would have been Collector, and it would have been huge this game. We got the Super Flow. I guess we start fishing for their cards. You think maybe we just try this? Oh, did they just Cosmo us? Fuck. Oh, man. Alright, I think we gotta give them... I think we might just have to give them this particular game. Yeah. Let's give this one up. We don't get any... We need the cable for the info early. We needed the collector. They hit one of our scaling threats. They shut down our ability to grab info. That was good. I mean, had we played on the right side, we would have given it to them anyway, which would have been bad. So there was a lot going wrong with that game. We couldn't play out Mr. Fantastic early because we would have lost our +1 energy. Sentinel, I really would have liked to play on 2. Alright, there's their armor and our White Queen. So we came out worse from that trade. Let's start. I mean, oh, is it another Cosmo play? God damn it. That's so fucking... It's bad. I don't know. This sucks. I hate this. The Collector! Yondu! Stop that! Stop that, Yondu! I hate this for us. Alright. Are we gonna just... I think I just gotta try to 50-50 it with Gamora. We hit it! We hit the 50-50. Also, that's exactly where we wanted that to go. Because I wasn't playing there. What's their best... I don't think they have any ones left. I think we have 2 unknowns on their side, but it's Spectrum and something else, but I don't think it's a 1 cost. Oh, it is. It's Mantis. Spectrum Mantis. So, if they have Mantis, they go to 5 and then to 10. So... what else? I mean, I think that beats Iron Man Mantis over there. There hasn't been an Okoye. Yeah, I think this does it. Alright, cool. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, alright. The second set really got in my head. So, yeah, sorry, I haven't been fist bumping. But you'll hear it. You'll hear it in the playback that it's not because I'm mad at you or anything. I'm just talking through. Okay. Don't Yondu and then hit Collector. That's all I want. If you Yondu, hit something bad. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Now give me the Collector. Give it to me. I want the Collector. God damn it. Okay. We'll steal 1 card and then we might steal a 2nd card. Okay. Alright, we'll steal a buffed card. There's the Yondu. Fantastic. You know what? Actually, that's not bad because we can play it out. Although now if we hit Collector, we'll probably want to play that. Okay. So we'll just Yondu. We'll be able to map their whole deck. Which is, you know, pretty funny. Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. Although Ant-Man's really good too. Alright, you don't have armor. And I have your... White Tiger. Okay. I mean, the thing is, I'm not super happy about all this. Oh, they're not gonna get a turn 6 draw, which is very funny to me. Because we've removed or destroyed so many of their cards. Yeah, I think we just White Tiger. The thing is, if they just go Iron Man here, I don't know how we win. I mean... no, that doesn't quite do it. Because that only ties it, but then they go up to 12 here. Well, they go even higher than 12. And so then they win. Maybe they'll talk themselves out of playing this one out. I could see that happening. No, they didn't. They didn't, though. They didn't. Yep. They're so quick on the fist bump, too. I always feel like I'm being a sore loser because they fist bump so goddamn fast that I can't beat them to it. I agree. These are really good games. I agree. Don't fucking hit Collector. All right. That's kind of worse, but I'll take it just because it's not Collector. Whew. They got my number. This whole thing's got my number. No. We got Gamora on 5 into Devil Dino. Gamora against this deck is about as bad as it gets because of the Cosmo constantly getting us. I guess... I assume they're going to Cosmo here. Okay, cool. So we do get to buff our hand, which is good. I was kind of smelling a Cosmo because they can't do it in Murder World. They can't do it in Oscorp, so... But I'll take it. I'll take not a Cosmo. I don't think I can go Collector and Sentinel at this point in the game. I think I'm priced into basically going White Queen, Gamora, Devil Dino. Pretty sure. Okay. Now, I think Gamora left because they might Iron Man. Okay. Ugh. That's not good, kind of no matter what. So now, okay, if they were to Spectrum left, it would be +8. But then if they Spectrum right, they still win center. Okay, wait, does this change it? So they get +4. No, they only get +2 in the center. So that's only goes up to 15. Okay. So I think this does it. Right? Because 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Because they can either tie the right side. Yeah, so they went with tie the right side. And then I think our breakers are bigger. Oh, okay. Again, so quick on that fucking fist bump. And then if they had gone for the right, we would have won the left and center. Yeah. All right. Again, Collector would be really good. I'm going to keep saying that because it is one of the best cards in our deck. But Collector into Big House is quite good for us. Collector, come on. No. Alright, we'll start by seeing what they don't have. Alright, it wasn't... They didn't Yondu our Collector, at least. Something. And we have their Ant-Man. In Big House, that could make a big difference. And in fact, I think I'm in. I think I'm down to do this. Colossus is great for them. So we got, I mean... Ooh. Now we have to take this turn off. And we do absolutely have to. So that's not great. But, I mean, the follow-up of Devil Dino and then, like, Moon Girl Sentinel, Moon Girl middle, Sentinel left, probably good enough. Because we even have priority. Oh, we can't Sentinel left, but we need to put something there just in case to get the Ant-Man going, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I think we got it. They can't put any big stuff in the Big House. and we're about to have an absolute maxed out Devil Dino. Yeah, rough break. All right, we take down round 1 against the Kermit fan club. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. Thank you if you're still here. To everyone who stuck around to the end. Thank you to everyone who supports. They are as follows: The Tiny Ruby, A Frog in a Tent, Clips, Crayon Eater, Cole D, Polyhaze, Sartorius, Demisi, KD, Diston Nelson, and Matt Back. I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you enjoyed the content. And I will see you all probably actually tomorrow for a Bruce Day. Goodbye.